So I think today I'm going back in time and back precisely 41 years, did a calculation with a calculator. 41 years when I came to Delhi, 1984, and when I went to school, there was a very kind soul, a person who was a class teacher, and that's Ma'am Anita Gupta Ma'am here, and was a very special situation because having very different environments, coming back from very different background environment and coming to Delhi, fairly loud place and things like that. I think I can never forget Anita Ma'am's approach, demeanor, the comfort that I derived out of my session. As I shared, it's great to have all of you here because I think, I'm not sure if you have this thing in your mind that, okay, I have this student, okay, whatever, and you may have an impression that this is so and so will become, I don't know, something like that. Does that happen, ma'am? Or
I can only share from the past
yes,
that all the students that we met, we had a special bonding with them.
Mhm.
And I think we were not too ambitious all the time that they should become a doctor or no. But
Mhm.
yes, certainly we would encourage
Mhm.
later in higher classes to become doctor or something.
Mhm.
But I think first thing which came in our heart, that was compassion.
Right.
So that played the most important role.
So
And that's the reason for our bonding with them.
Yes.
And I would say thanks to Facebook and other social media that we are still connected.
Yes. So what you said is exactly what I felt when I came into like a big place and noise and co-eds as well. So I was from a boys' school, Don Bosco, very laid back, next to the river. You're going to the river sometimes and something like that. And coming here in a concrete, very tough environment.
And I think that time we really had a very humble building.
Yes.
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 And we used to thank parents that, okay, having faith in our school,
Right.
Sending them.
Exactly. So I'm going back actually 41 years ago, as I said in the
yes.
introduction. So 1984 was 41 years ago, and 7B was the class
Yes,
of
yes.
which you were the class teacher.
Mhm.
And I think going back today, if I'm going or fast forwarding from that day till today, I don't think so I would have imagined to have this day and have you here and something like this. But if I look back, I think I'm only filled with happiness. And
Because you're saying this, by chance, I have a picture taken in that classroom, and a chart made by this is still there on the wall. And that was the time when we had asbestos sheets in the
Right.
school.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say that.
Yes, no problem.
But yes,
No problem.
and water will trickle down,
Yes.
would be collected.
Yes, absolutely. I remember also sometimes moving away from each other's desk because that's the area where the water would fall or something like that.
Yes.
What is very interesting is like I want to draw parallel to, like I said, you were teaching bio, for example. So I didn't do bio after 10th.
Doesn't matter.
What I did after 10th will be in probably the next podcast with another teacher coming forward. I think she doesn't remember right now, but it will be there. So biology, ma'am. For example, 10th, after 10th, I moved into other streams.
Into the arts stream.
I was not in, not really. I will hold that thought for now. I didn't move into arts. And I think 35 years after school, today we are in a space which is dealing with bio and medical students and so on. And that's how I also reconnected back with you and things like that. I think that's very, very interesting for me from a perspective of being a student and not having a subject, but then having that subject very much a part of my life, for example. Very similar to if I'm talking about physics concepts when we talk about sound and waveguide and all of those things. And physics as a subject was something I never sort of was able to get my head around and something like that. So this is what I wanted to just share today. And big thanks to you, especially also to bring the other teachers along, because I had lost touch with all of them. I just wanted to thank you on camera and to have this documented for future and for future reference. So thank you very much, ma'am.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
So the journey continues. Today I have 6 of my teachers, all of whom have taught me, and I'm trying to connect some kind of dots of what I was taught from then to now, how that works. So now I have a teacher who's walking into our stage. and a very special situation because Vaish ma'am has been teaching Hindi. This was a subject which was giving me nightmares at one point of time. मैम हिंदी बोलने से ही हिंदी क्लास है बोलने से आई यूज्ड टू हैव लाइक अ skip a beat and all these people that you hear that I hear right now from the industry that they are stressed and they are getting nightmares, तो वो मेरे को होता था उस टाइम पे and primarily because we came from Assam and वहाँ पे हिंदी was not a subject और एक बोलते भी नहीं थे, पढ़ाते थे सब्जेक्ट तो था,
सब्जेक्ट था,
हाँ,
लेकिन
but उसमें
वहाँ पर का जो कॉमन एक
Correct.
फीचर है वो नहीं था,
उस लेवल का नहीं था. लाइक कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स यहाँ पे आके बहुत आसान लगा, कुछ वहाँ पे बिल्कुल ही मतलब हिंदी एक सब्जेक्ट था ऐसा कि वहाँ पे बिल्कुल भी
साउथ में या
साउथ
वहाँ
में या
कहीं
नॉर्थ
पर भी नहीं इतनी अच्छी तरह पढ़ाई जाती है ना.
अभी ऑफ कोर्स आई एम टॉकिंग 41 years back starting और and then I also knew that we had a batchmate. Priya was Vaish ma'am's daughter, so also very intelligent and good in all subjects.
But you were surprised. Piyush told me if you will teach Hindi, then I will take Sanskrit, or if you will teach Sanskrit, then I will take Hindi.
So that's interesting take. But I know from Priya, I mean, she used to behave very normal like any other class. तो प्रिया के बिहेवियर से तो नहीं लगता था कभी कि she's your daughter or something.
उसको वो कभी नहीं लगा. पीयूष was different और उसको ही कभी भी नहीं लगा.
Piyush was in Devyani's class, right? I think.
1 year junior. Only.
So he was 91. Piyush was 91.
91.
Piyush was 91.
Yeah.
So I remember आपके मतलब classroom से I remember strictness, the tough strictness, no nonsense. वो अच्छे से याद है मुझे मैम. And I think somewhere those things come into you. So somewhere maybe some of my colleagues or someone can say that
students can say, but I can't say.
हाँ, तो वो एक चीज है. Then it comes into a person and then it comes a part of my profession or career or something like that. And that was very interesting because this was मतलब आपके क्लास में कभी भी like there was no, it was like a very, मेरे को लगता था मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ हिंदी, बिकॉज ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट मैं पहले से ही लाइक डरा हुआ था. आई थिंक मे बी दैट वाज.
नहीं, मुझे डिसिप्लिन की कभी प्रॉब्लम भी नहीं हुई.
या बिकॉज आपके क्लास में कोई हिलते नहीं थे मैम. आपको डिसिप्लिन का प्रॉब्लम हो ही नहीं सकता था बिकॉज नन ऑफ अस मूव.
प्रॉब्लम मुझे कभी नहीं हुई.
हाँ, बिकॉज हम लोग कोई हिले ही नहीं आपके क्लास में. जब आए तो एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट आपका हुआ. हाँ बिल्कुल, मतलब आई डोंट नो डर एग्जैक्टली, बट
नहीं ऐसा तो नहीं था डरने वाली, लेकिन हाँ फिर भी ठीक था. क्लास में कभी डिसिप्लिन वाली प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई.
हाँ, एंड व्हाट इज इम्पोर्टेंट मैम, हम लोग अभी जैसे मेरा बिजनेस में बहुत सालों से ऑलरेडी, तो मेरे जो क्लास फ्रेंड्स हैं जो अभी इधर उधर है सारे लोग, कोई यूएस में है, लाइक शिका है, अनु है, अनुरूप, ऑल दिस फ्रेंड्स यहाँ पे, वो अभी मेरा हिंदी सुन के बहुत
खुश होते हैं,
मतलब शॉक्ड होते हैं इन अ वे, क्योंकि मैं पहले बोलता नहीं था. दे हैड अ डिफरेंट इंप्रेशन मेरा कि ये इंग्लिश बोलता है, ये है वो है, हाँ मतलब डिफरेंट दिस थिंग. एंड हाउ मच दैट हेल्प्स अभी के बिजनेस में ना. काम अभी तो हिंदी बोलने से तो मेरे को कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, मतलब पूरा प्रेजेंटेशन में हिंदी में कर सकता हूँ. चल बिल्कुल दिस थिंग. एंड देन दैट इज अ लाइफ लर्निंग. एंड देन आई सी कि ओके नाउ, हाँ उस टाइम पे, सो अगर मेरे को लगता है कि उस टाइम पे वो जो कुछ साल थे 4th से लेके 10th तक, तो उस टाइम पे इंस्टेड ऑफ फीलिंग लाइक दिस, अगर वो
एक्चुअली तुम्हें बोलने में प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी, जो एक टेक्स्ट पढ़ना होता है ना,
प्रॉब्लम उसमें थी.
बोलने वाली प्रॉब्लम नहीं थी तुम्हारे साथ भी.
राइटिंग एंड स्पेलिंग.
मेन चीज क्या होती है, जितना भी साउथ से बच्चा आता है ना, बोलना तो वो बड़ी जल्दी अडॉप्ट कर लेता है, लेकिन जो एक टेक्स्ट को देना होता है ना, वो आंसर नहीं दे पाता बच्चा. उसमें ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स होती हैं, स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक होती हैं, तो वहाँ आके प्रॉब्लम होती है साउथ के बच्चों को.
यस एब्सोल्युटली. सो मैम थैंक यू वेरी मच. सो मैं आपको स्पेशली कैमरा में थैंक्स बोलना चाहता था आज, इसीलिए ये वाला लास्ट इवेंट किया. एंड देन
नहीं, थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत अच्छा लगा यहाँ पर,
बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छा लगा. सो मैम थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक्स अ लॉट.
वेलकम.
Now was there something about the fountain pen?
पेन से, फाउंटेन पेन से लिखवाती थी, बॉल पॉइंट पेन से नहीं. कॉपी.
Ah yes. So that I don't remember.
पेन तो बहुत थोड़े बच्चों के.
Yes.
बॉल पेन यूज करना.
So मतलब मैम यू नो मी, आई विल नेवर ब्रेक अ रूल. उन्होंने फाउंटेन पेन पढ़ा तो आई विल बी द probably the only guy, but I will use fountain because वैसे ही मार्क्स इतने कम आते थे, उसमें से अगर पेन भी अगर गलत हुआ तो फिर सो अभी मैम मैं आपको शेयर करता हूँ कि There is somebody in this room who's using fountain pen. Abhi bhi.
Abhi bhi.
There is pen, ink, nibs. That's puja.
That's nice.
And now I have with us Gogia ma'am, who started us on geography up to 10th standard, no?
Only 9th B.
Yes, 9th.
Only 9B.
Yes.
Only 1 year.
9th but is that just 1 year and
That is also not full 1 year.
Yeah.
I joined in August.
Mhm.
So it must have started in April.
Yes.
So I joined in August. So by till March, you people had left.
And
That's the only time period which I spent in with your class.
right. But I remember, I was just cross-checking with Anita ma'am also कि आपका subject, but geography मेरे को somehow याद है मेरे को. I still remember. And this is going back so many years, and so many things have happened in the meantime.
For me also, it was a special class. That was my first proper teaching class. Like,
Right.
uske pehle chota mota I did, but that was the proper teaching I started. And by luck, it was a very brilliant class. There has to be a competition of 0.5, you know.
Right.
And during
मैं नहीं
those,
था उस competition में, but yes, I understand.
but it was, you know, geography was out of 40. 40
Yes.
geography, 40 history, and 20 civics.
Right.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
So it was always like 39, 38.5,
Yeah.
37,
Yeah.
like 37.5.
That's
Itna close competition tha. It was a
Right.
very, you know, that's a class I never got again, that type of class.
That's right.
A brilliant
That's right.
class.
Yeah.
Brilliant class.
So the basic interest of geography, I think, and the relevance in the life, especially for me, because I continue to work for an aviation company, and there are 3-letter codes and IATA codes and traveling the world around. I think in hindsight, when I go back and think, then I think geography was a very interesting subject. It somehow, maybe we were not able to see it that way at that time, but the memory
Now
remains.
you know memories.
I
can
see
relate
I see the relevance all the time. But I remember also you as a strong-handed teacher. So it's not like
Not really, I will not say that. With your class, because it was a good section, so it was manageable. But your counter section, 9th A, it was a terrible class as far as discipline was concerned. So half the time I used to leave them in the middle and come and sit in the staff room. Then guided by my seniors, never leave the class. If Mr. William comes on round, you will be in trouble. Remain in the class and handle them. But your class, of course, was an excellent class.
Yeah. I think that is the interesting part. I feel that it's not just the subject, it's also what you see as a person from a senior and this thing. And some of these get as a part of your life, you know, they sort of become a part of your life unknowingly.
Yeah.
And one thing worth mentioning for me, I think, because especially after school, I never attended any more training or any more classes or lessons or anything like that. Graduation was correspondence, so that was, never had to go anywhere. So I think when somebody says teachers, it's all of you that I have in mind. It just, that's all that comes.
Can understand.
The other thing that happens is in professional world, commercial, and that's not a teacher relationship. That's like a colleague. So we call AVIC for when there's a screenplay issue. We call some Don for DOP, lighting issues, and AG for photography or editing and this kind of thing. So that's more of a colleague, partner, and somebody like that. So that also makes today's day and your visit, all of your visit, very special to me at least.
Right. I can understand.
And
that.
I would like to again thank you very much for your visit.
Welcome. Thanks to you.
Yes, ma'am.
For
Absolutely.
calling us. Thank you.
My pleasure and privilege. So this is an interesting topic now. Mukhija ma'am used to teach us social science, and the relevance of social science I see today in our business decisions, in geopolitical situations. In all of these cases, we are constantly reminded of the history or of the background and of the country, of which region and what area we're looking at. Thank you very much, ma'am. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. So my sort of tagline with you is that you taught us social sciences at the time when there was no social media.
Yeah, development is.
But going back to social sciences, I think probably that was the reason why I remember at least something so vividly, because our reliance was only on teachers. We didn't have really many other means of getting the information or the knowledge or the guidance that we used to get from teachers at that point of time, because there was no
technology was not so
Yes,
developed.
they were not there, and if there were access to books and others, there were a certain financial implications to that. So somebody who could afford it probably could have references
More
or other
reference
teachers
books.
or outside of school teaching situations and things like that, which for me wasn't the case. So therefore, I think, and like I said, no teachers at the later stage after school. I think I really enjoyed. It's like fresh. Your chapters, your lessons are fresh. Talking about the preamble of the country, constitution, and so on and so forth. It's like and on top of all of that, to have you here today and on camera, I think it's an absolute fantastic and a brilliant opportunity for me, and a great feeling for me as well.
It's a great pleasure, I would say. I'm so happy to see you today, Parth, and your team doing so well in life.
Yeah.
And I would say you are really blessed to have such support, and your family's help also, of course.
Yes,
Pooja and
absolutely.
all. And few names I just said, Anirudh and
Yes.
Dawn and Moon. And if I'm missing anyone, please
Yeah.
don't mind, because can't remember all the names.
Yes.
But this has really the pleasure what I have today. This is my first visit to this kind of setup,
Right.
and I'm really glad to see you doing so well.
Thank you.
My prayers and blessings are with
Thank
you.
you very much, ma'am. Thank you. So I think if I take that knowledge forward in today's decisions, so when we talk about even medical students that we're trying to do for Russia, there's a lot of geopolitical situation that you need to be aware of, what's happening, which is the market, how long it's going to stay. So it's so much of the lessons and the chapters that we were learning in school applied back
now.
in life. And so much of relevance of that is something that also actually baffles me in a way, and in a positive way, of course, and reinforces the fact how interesting everything can be in life, and it's how it can be applied and how it can be taken forward, and something like that. Based on that, we are also looking at like Russia, Uzbekistan, and this is in this belt, but that also is a little bit difficult because Russia is under a lot of
turmoil now.
Yeah, no, they also have a lot of embargoes and things like that from US, Europe. But also we have, then therefore we're looking at newer areas and locations. Vietnam is another upcoming market. But this is all about how each zone is in the geopolitical scene and how things are happening. So it's a lot of social sciences put together. And that's,
nice to hear that.
Yeah, that's a part of our decision life when we go back to drawing board and say, okay, this is what we want to do. But what will be the longevity of this particular region for how long and things like that. And therefore the alternatives and all these things come out. It's all primarily what was imbibed or what was sort of taught in class.
Taught in class.
Yes, absolutely. I also remember you as and this is one kind of art I'm trying to imbibe also even now. Sometimes one gets angry or you get frustrated, and then you're speaking more, or I'm putting things in left, right, and center. And then the focus goes on how I'm talking or how I'm behaving. But people then forget what was the content and how that started. And I think this is something I look forward from you. You're putting the facts in a very firm way. It's not hard and rude and anything, but it's definitely not soft that somebody is walking over what you're saying. So that's what I carry from my lessons.
Good to hear that.
Yes, and I think I saw small relevance of that even now. When you just message or you call, said, oh, why are you trying to arrange like different cabs? We are from this. So it's the fact, but you're also very firm. So I also don't want to say, no, ma'am, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to do my way. No, I said, okay, let's
nice
do this.
Of you to give that respect till now.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. I mean, it comes from inside. So
Thank you.
I'm not an actor yet. No, I don't think so. I will never be an actor.
Thank you.
We'll be staying behind
cameras.
cameras.
Thank you so much.
So that's a very interesting aspect of work for us, working with different people from different countries and different parts of the world. So keeping the cool, stating the facts, but being firm at the same time. Otherwise,
people will take it for granted.
You are walked over like anything. So it's a thin line between both these situations. And I still thank you a lot for that.
Pleasure is
mine.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely, ma'am. It's my pleasure and privilege.
I'm glad to see you doing so well in life, and
yes,
I wish you
now
all the best. And
this is a new inning, so it's an effort all of us putting together.
God
and
bless
we'll
you
see.
and your
Yes.
team
Thank you,
also.
ma'am. Thank you very much. We'll put it in the post-production, ma'am. That you don't worry. You tell me how much of what size of clap you want, and I will arrange that, or our editing team will arrange that. So the next teacher who is on stage is Ranjita ma'am, the teacher who taught us geography in our senior classes. She used to teach geography in 11th and 12th. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Please have a seat.
Thank you for having me over, but let me warn you, my memory is poor. So anything wrong you did, I won't remember.
That's a good thing for me. Unfortunately, I didn't do much wrong at the time.
That's the thing.
And so the relevance of, like I mentioned, the relevance of three-letter code, IATA code, and all the geographies, all the different regions, all the places. Like I still remember Newfoundland, and so I don't want to get into that because then I'm heading somewhere else, which
But
I would like to stay that of on
Yeah,
camera.
but do you
I'd
remember
like to stay.
anything of those 2 years? Any geography of
So
those 2 years?
okay, I first thought it wasn't 2 years.
Huh.
So so here's an incident which is not which. Nay, I don't think so. Anyone remembers. So what happened was as the trend goes or went at that time. When I finished 10th standard, the trend was to take science. So I did take science, and pretty much halfway down the road, I think halfway down the year, I was so clear to myself, this isn't working. I'm not going to pass probably even except for English, which is okay. I wouldn't pass probably in any of the subjects. And then I just had a talk with my mom. Didn't have much to discuss, otherwise other people. And then I decided to take it up to Mr. Williams, and I said, "Sir, I need an appointment with you." And I found myself standing in front of Mr. Williams' room, and I went inside, and we all remember those days. Somehow I've been like I said, no, my association with the teachers or this thing, I always had a comfort level also somehow. Then I went to Mr. Williams. I said, "Sir, I have something to discuss." "Yeah, what is it, Partha Jit?" So it was only in his room, in his big room, big tables. He's sitting there. It's like somehow very fresh in my memory. Like I said, but I don't remember that. I don't keep going back to the past all the time. But today is the day I'm doing it. And then I said, "Sir, there is." I explained in the background how things are and things like that. So any which ways, this had I done well also wouldn't go forward. And I'm not doing well on top. So I have two problems. So I think I would like to shift to humanities. And then maybe try to see if I can do something else to earn money or do whatever the case is, and don't have to wait the whole chain of years to learn and do something like that. Then what Mr. Williams did, he says, then he tried to understand, and he says, "Okay, then just wait." So he made me wait. I waited there, I still remember. He called you in the class. You were the class teacher of 12A, the arts section. So once we finished 11th and this thing, then he called you over, and then you came, and you had no clue because I hadn't spoken to you. I didn't know who I would have had to speak. Then I spoke to Mr. Williams, and then he called you, and then I explained the whole thing again. Then he says, "Why don't you explain everything what you just told me?" Then I started explaining everything to you. And then, after some time, some paperwork and something like that,
And you were there.
Took my bag and I walked out of the science class, saying bye to everyone, and then walked into your class. That was kind of interesting because there were certain things in economics and certain things which we were learning also in science, like those signs like lambda and things like that. There was more in science. Although I was not that good, but I think I was sort of able to catch one or two things here and there. And I think the art students got threatened. They thought some very intelligent guys come to the class. And that's when we got English elective, besides your geography classes. So I have one of the 2 years in geography. The other one was
Elective English.
Science in the 11th. So that's what
So were you still doing science and had geography from here?
No. I had science with the science subjects.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like
so when
physics,
you shifted, it was purely to
so
the
it is PCB basically.
Because later the science students were allowed to do.
That's right. So I think that was later.
Geography
that was
and
later.
maths.
So a lot of those flexibilities, a lot of those things.
That
I
came
think
later.
that came up at a later
Much
stage
later.
or something. I'm not aware after that anyway. So I had my
That's why I'm finding it difficult to picturize you in class 11.
Yeah, so I wasn't there.
So you
I wasn't
weren't
there.
there.
So
That's
your
why.
memory is
Okay.
as good, I think, because I wasn't there. 11th, I was in science, and then going back. Because talking about geography, talking about different countries, like I've been with so many different countries now, so many years, and I think gives a very good feel of when I think back of some of the subjects, and I think that's what I carry with me in my memory.
Yeah, and geography in the 12th, it's not just places, we do a lot about regional planning. So
Yes.
the planning aspect also is
Absolutely.
dealt with. So
Absolutely.
that could have helped
Absolutely,
you.
yeah. No, it was like something, maybe at that time, unfortunately, the relevance was not able to be
You
brought
don't
on the
grasp
table.
it. Nobody grasped it that time.
Yeah,
It's only later
yeah,
that.
and then you are even the system is not designed in a way that you bring in relevance.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm doing a particular class, let's say about speakers, it is a lot of physics, but then there's absolute relevance. So I'm not talking about
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah.
I'm even talking about the physical part of it. Let's say I'm
Yeah.
talking about a waveguide. I'm talking about frequencies.
It's true.
It's very relevant. So when there's a relevance, I think the learning becomes much easier.
Definitely.
Learning
and retention.
Retention, yes, exactly. So once you learn, then it's easy. But for me, it was like so even today, if I have a nightmare sometime, like I don't know why, sometimes you have it. I see school
Oh, God.
and I see.
What association?
Yeah, I'm being honest about it. Pooja knows this. So I have this situation that I'm in an examination and
You can't
no time
answer.
left, no time this thing. And the funny thing is, in my dreams, I know this is not a dream because this is exactly the reality it used to be.
So that's stress.
So that's stress. Yeah. So if I have a dream like that, then I know I'm sort
You're
of
stressed.
having some kind of stress. But then it's a dream. So I wake up and laugh, and then I carry on with this great day that I have ahead of me, and that's how it works.
But thank you for having us over.
Absolutely, ma'am.
It's been a fantastic experience and lovely to meet your team. And there's so much you're doing.
Yes.
It's been an education today for us, I think.
I'm
Thank you.
very honored to hear that. Ma'am. I mean, for us, for all of my colleagues, friends, everyone is also being very.
Yeah, but this has really been an education.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
And God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. The next teacher has a lot of relevance. What she taught in school has a lot of relevance. Ma'am, please have a seat. Has a lot of relevance to our lives now, and especially being a production house now, and design and what you teach and what you taught in school. And I think that's, for me, it's a great relevance to have that come full circle as well. And to see and also to see that you're still involved in that. You still came from a set design. Avik, ma'am came from school today, and after taking half day just to be here, and she was designing the set for the upcoming annual day for the school. And yeah, so Avik has been in the movies in Bombay, and he's been in this industry for quite a while, and then we are together also doing a lot of these activities and work. So I will share some videos and things and some screenplays and some themes that they have created, what we have put together already. I was sharing with Anirudh that this teacher was teaching SUPW. I said, please look it up. What is SUPW? I forgot. So he quickly looked up. He says, it's socially useful productive work. I said, that's a mistake. It should have been socially useful production work, because that's exactly what it is. Right, guys? So I don't know if the school will change it or if they learn.
This year that new NI has changed. It is now SDP, Socially Development Program. So skill developed programs are there.
Okay.
So it is SDP now.
Okay.
So it is one or the other way the same thing, in which we identify the creativity in the children, and then we try to nurture that further. So like the person who is good at painting or something, or wants to go and take up as a profession, so we try to nurture and we try to teach the person the basics, so that the person should take it later on as a profession.
Right.
So we are still doing that.
Right. So are they exposing the students to different industries, or is it?
Sometimes we take them to visit some of the
Right.
areas. That's the reason why I have come here,
Okay.
just to see.
Okay.
And I told my VPCSA that my one student has called me and he has made a beautiful house, production house here. So I wanted to go and meet there and see there what all are there. So
Right.
she said, what for you want to go there? I said, I want to see, and I want to see that how can I utilize it for my upcoming children.
Yeah.
Those of them
Brilliant.
are very creative.
Yes.
And they want to take up as a life, as a career in their life.
Right.
So then she just looked at me and said, okay, then you can go. But what about our production? So I said, I'll be doing it. Don't worry. So you might have seen me that I'm
Yes,
messaging,
yes,
and she
yes.
was stressing me
Yes.
to send me the names of the children and the props and sets things to me. So I said, ma'am, I'll be giving to you tomorrow.
Right.
So that is the thing.
Fantastic. It's so great to hear Pritpal ma'am, who was teaching me in up to 10th standard,
10th
right, ma'am?
standard.
So that
Yes,
was,
it was in
in
SUPW.
88,
Yeah.
88 till 88, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
and again, I need a calculator to calculate back. 84 was 41 years, so 88 is, yes. And so ma'am is still talking about production, going back to production. This is what we discussed and talked the whole time. And I think it's excellent to see that.
I think I have done the set designing more than 20 plays of our school till date, more than 20. So if you did start naming them, so
Yeah.
it's very difficult.
So
now also it is.
So Aladdin and Out was the one
Yeah,
I was there,
yeah.
which was in 19.
Yeah, it was at IFX.
IFX.
Yeah,
Yes.
IFX.
No. 80. It was in 90, I think.
90,
the last.
when IB Saxena was.
IB was 1 year.
Yeah.
Ma'am, there's one specific thing I made notes to ask you. There's something you taught us to make, and I didn't see any relevance of that at that time. I couldn't figure out anything. But I still remember, though, what it was. You remember paper mache?
Yeah, I still do.
And if I look back now, I mean, that was a very interesting thing. But maybe the practical relevance, or maybe there was the utility. Or I mean, there was a utility, because you remember how with the balloon we used to put newspapers,
Yeah.
sticking it, and then it becomes hard. Then you punch the balloon,
Yeah.
then you cut the top, and then you make with the base.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of
messy kind of.
Yeah, but in the beginning, but some of the students made a very good thing out of it. I don't know what they do now, because they're probably in different professions, or they're doing.
But those days was the easiest one to teach to the children, in place of saying that is soap, newspaper, or a cloth, or a multani mitti or something,
yes.
and then bring it
Yes,
from
multani
home.
mitti was going on top of, going around this.
So
Absolutely.
so we try to invent something which can be easy and then the productive, and the children should keep having the interest into the object and the project, whatever we were doing there. So that was the reason that we try to go for cut short ones.
Right.
So that was the balloon and the newspaper and the glue. Those were used there, and still we do that.
Yeah, and for me, what's very, very special is because now we are sitting and designing. Let's say if we get a customer's room, like one of these big movie makers or producer directors. So if you're designing a cinema room, we are designing the different sections of the wall. It's not just a hard wall like this one.
Yeah.
It's different section of the wall. This wall has a different application. So this is, you see rounded edges, so you don't see the shadows directly and things like that. So all that application is so much part of my daily life today. And it's absolutely incredible to relive the past and then to have you here as well. And I've been telling about you to Avik and the team as well, that this is what we will. So I think I'm so happy to have you, ma'am.
Same thing
Thank
here.
you very much.
I'm thankful to Anita ma'am as
Yes.
well as Mukhija ma'am.
Yes,
But
perfect.
I am really, really overwhelmed to see the setups and your team and everybody. And I really thankful to them that they have encouraged
Yes,
me to come
absolutely,
and see it.
ma'am, absolutely.
So thank you so very much.
Thanks
for
a
calling
lot.
us
Thank
in.
you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.